Hi everybody, I'm done with Accutane. I am so happy to be done. I cannot put into words how happy I am that I don't have to take this fucking hell drug anymore. That's a bad way to start this video. Don't get me wrong. Do you see my fucking face? Like this, all that this is like, this is a mole, and this is like scarring. There are not, I shouldn't be doing that, but there are no active breakouts on my face. For probably like the first time ever in my life. I think in about a month, I am going to make another video about my experience after kind of like the half-life of Accutane is over and it's like significantly more out of my system. But for now, let's talk about month 6 and a little bit of my feelings overall. Month 6 on Accutane was the second to worst month I experienced. The worst month was the first month because of the purging. That was just truly terrible. But this month was when everything kind of just came to a culmination of terrible things. And because it happens like in your 6th month on Accutane, or in my 6th month on Accutane, you don't really notice it. There were underlying issues that were slowly coming to surface over 6 months. But it was like a frog being put into room temperature water with the temperature slowly being turned up, until I was in therapy toward the end of my treatment and I was like, oh my god, I'm miserable. Some of the main things that I want to talk about that really came to a head in my 6th month on Accutane are my mental health, the bone and joint aches, and the dryness of things like besides just like skin and lips. When it comes to mental health, I've heard it said before that Accutane can kind of like agitate depression. And I didn't realize how much that was happening to me. It reached some pretty extreme lengths toward the end of my treatment, but honestly throughout my treatment, and I was just kind of unaware that it was happening. In my last Accutane video, I was even telling you all that I was so lethargic, and then editing Ilana had to come in and be like, my guy, you were depressed. Who would have thunk it? That was Accutane too. It was also just how I've always been, but Accutane was making it a lot worse. The way I can describe how Accutane affects my depression is that I didn't feel more likely to get depressed, but when I did, it was a lot harder to pull myself out of it. I'd say before Accutane, if I went into like a depression spiral, it would be like I fell into a pit, but I had a grappling hook to get me out. With Accutane, it felt like if I fell into that pit, all I had to get me out were my nails. And because of Accutane, my nails were incredibly brittle. So the result of that was just kind of a slow spiral for me over the last 6 months that I didn't fully notice until I was at the bottom of it. I feel like I started noticing the mental health effects of Accutane in December, but I didn't realize that they were Accutane related at the time. I feel like from December on was when I started saying things like, I don't really feel like myself anymore, or I just feel down and I haven't been able to make anything feel better. And I'm hoping, now that I'm done with Accutane, that that will dissipate soon. I think it's helped a little bit to realize that a lot of this was Accutane's fault, but that's one of the reasons why I want to do another follow-up video in about a month, just to really update you all on kind of the recovery process of Accutane, because I don't think enough people talk about the recovery process after Accutane. Something else that I think a lot of people experience toward the end of their treatment is like muscle, bone, and joint pain. I felt this the most in my tailbone. Like sitting down hurt me but then standing up from sitting down also hurt me. It was rough. In addition to that, my knees were also really weak. Keeping them bent was painful, but keeping them straight was also painful. I'll say in about the week that I've been off of Accutane, my knees are not better. They still kind of suck. My tailbone is also not better, but has improved immensely. Those were kind of the main things with the muscle and the joint pain and the bone pain, though. Like, I feel like I felt it lightly in other places, but those were the two where I was like, holy hell, make it stop. And finally, dryness aside from skin and lips. My nails, I think I mentioned this in a prior video, but they are just so freaking dry and brittle. I used to have really, really strong nails. Like, kind of absurdly strong. They never really chipped, they never really flaked. And I'll say they still haven't chipped, but that's also because I'm keeping them really short. This doesn't look short, but this is about as short as my nail beds get. So this is as short as my nails physically can go. They're just so fragile. They're flaky, especially. And like, if I took off my nail polish, which I would have done for the video, but I literally just painted these yesterday, so I'm not gonna do that. But you'd see like they're brittle and flaky like throughout the whole nail. It's not just at the tip of the nail. And that's been really frustrating for me just because it's uncomfortable, it feels yucky, and it makes my nail polish peel off in sheets. That sucks. Like, there's no other thing to say about that other than like, that sucks. My hair is also extremely dry and brittle. It feels like a cheap paintbrush that you'd get in like the dollar section at Michael's, which is really hard for me because I tie a lot of my identity to my hair, and it sucks when I don't feel like my hair makes me look like me. I feel like I have to wash it more often to refresh the curls, but I know that washing it more often isn't good for it, and it's just a weird, tough balance. However, now that I've gotten all my complaining out of the way, would I do it again? Yes. Acne was such a spot of struggle in my life. No matter what I did, I could not get rid of it. And Accutane did. And I really hope that these effects are lasting, because holy shit. My skin has never looked like this. And I hope it stays like that, because despite the physical pain and the mental pain and the dryness and all of that, I'm on camera without makeup, you know? And like, aside from just how acne looks, like, it's painful. It's really painful. And that's a pain that I'm not currently experiencing, which is really awesome. I do plan to share this video a little bit more than I've shared my Accutane videos in the past. So if you're new here, welcome to the end of my Accutane journey. Here I'll have a playlist of all of my Accutane related videos linked so you can watch my journey as it happened. And just for context, I am a 24-year-old cisgender woman, and I took 40 milligrams for my first month and 60 milligrams for the 5 months following. I think Accutane was a difficult process to go through, obviously. If you watch this video, you'd get that from all the things that I said. But I don't think it's as hellish as a lot of people on the internet might make you believe. That's not to say that I don't believe that people have those hellish experiences, because I believe that they do have the experiences that they're talking about, but I think that more people like me who just have kind of like meh experiences just don't talk about it enough. And that's why I'm making these videos. Just as kind of a way of showing people that, like, even though experiences on Accutane can suck, they're not always world-endingly bad. So if you're considering going on Accutane and acne is a trouble spot for you and something you really struggle with, I recommend talking to your doctor about it. I can't recommend trying it because everybody is coming at it from different places, but if it's something you're thinking about, I recommend taking it into consideration. I just want to end this video with a special shout out to my top tier patrons, the Ramonas. My Patreon is indeed Manic Pixie Dream Girl themed. And I really, appreciate you all so much, to all of my patrons of all levels, for helping me to make my videos the best that they can be. If you want to check it out, you can find me at patreon.com/Ilana Degann, same way it's spelled here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day today and a great day tomorrow. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh my god, I look exhausted. I am, but I look it too. I swear to god, if I have to do another yawn counter for this video.